Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is a channel where we talk on topics politically, biblically, and socially, trying to find the truth, seek understanding, and be the light. So this one is actually going to be pretty interesting. I don't like, depending on how old you are and if you have kids or not, it'll be kind of clear where you stand. And maybe some college people may understand this as well, but y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this. So let's go ahead and get to it real quick. And once again, this is coming from the movie Tip. This is coming from the movie ATL with T.I., Tip, the rapper, and stuff like that. And I'll give my perspective of it, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this.
Humiliate me like that.
You were supposed to be over at Holly's house getting some rest before practice.
Baby, you been lying about where you've been going and who you've been with? What if something happened to you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. Why can't I pick my own friends and choose things in my life for myself?
Because you're not making very good choices, baby. I mean, you got a lot of good opportunities to choose from.
Like what? Going to Brenton?
Oh, baby. Spelman is a great school. But your father
But
and
what?
I just... Well, we're saying look at some other choices, some other options.
What?
Keep talking to your mother like that, here? And your lips will beat you to the hospital.
Your lips will beat you to the
You know
hospital.
how lucky you are?
Yes, Daddy. I do know that I am very fortunate. Thank you for being a great parent. But I knew if I were to ask to go over there on the south side, you probably would have had a heart attack.
You damn right. And you know why? Because I was that guy. And I know what he wanted from you. And it wasn't them big-ass earrings.
Why do you always think somebody always wants something from me?
Listen, I work too hard, and I don't want to see you go down... I don't have to explain myself to you.
Why? If you don't have to explain yourself to me, I don't have to explain myself to you.
Because I said so! You better go to bed now.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's just calm
Hold on.
down.
Let's relax.
And
Let's
collect
relax.
ourselves.
Let's relax.
And talk about this in the morning.
There's nothing more to talk about. End of conversation.
I didn't have the verse. Actually, no, let me go ahead and bring it up real quick. We're looking at Ephesians 5, or is it? No, 5 is with the woman. Where is this thing at? Ephesians chapter 6. Okay, here we go. Ephesians chapter 6. Children obey. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Yes. Okay, children obey. Okay, here we go. So in this overall situation that we have right here, this overall situation can be boiled down to just these 4 verses. Okay, so children and parents. This is Ephesians chapter 6. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. My goodness, this speaks volume. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Now, granted, I do not think that they made this movie in the intent of going from a biblical background or using that as a base for the way that we're perceiving this father and daughter relationship. But if we're of the faith, I think this is I know that this is where we should be relying and having our basis coming from. So there was a lot of things that happened in this situation, and it's so crazy, just like I said in the caption, like the way that things were in the end. Well, they were probably focusing on the end, whereas with the dad, it's like, I don't have to explain myself to you. I said so, and that's it. Conversation is over with. But there's a lot more that goes into this, because being a child that was rebellious, and compared to others, I really wasn't that rebellious, but I can see exactly what she's talking about. So I may have said some words like that to my mother at some point. It wasn't often, but I do recall like 2 times specifically where I may have said something along those lines to my mother, and just trying to do my own thing and not really listen to my parents. That was the female Nunu. That's what she was doing. She was just doing this and that and the third. Meanwhile, big pops, big rich black pops that built up everything that he has, the house that she's in, the car that she drives, the hoop earrings that she's wearing, the hair, being able to get her hair done, all that good stuff. To him, He built that. Coming from the area that she's wanting to go to, he's like, nah, we are not, that is not us. I've put myself in a situation so that we can have what we have now and not be missing out or be dealing with the stuff that the individuals, let me put it like that, in the South Side are dealing with. The crime that the South Side is dealing with, the situations of men wanting to take advantage or boys wanting to take advantage of the girls, and you already know where I'm going with that, of that aspect. He does not want the outside infiltrating what he has built inside. That goes for his wife, that goes for his daughter. And for him as well. He's not willing to tarnish any of that because my daughter wants to go to the South Side to go be with the thugs and hang out with them, with the people, because they're more chill. They're not uptight and all this, that, and the third. And from a young perspective, yeah, that's kind of what it was. I can say for a fact that's kind of what it was when I was younger. I didn't want it to be all thugging like that, but I do know a lot of people that did come up in decent households, did come up in the suburbs, did come up, with spoons in their mouths, yet for some reason they want to be in a thug. It's just pushed in the media. And like I said, they just want to be chilling. They just want to be chilling, doing whatever they want because the parents don't even have that much grip on them like that because they always at work. So they don't know what these kids are doing at night, especially if they work a night shift. But the dad's not having it. He's not having it one bit. And I wouldn't either. And it's tough when you have girls because it's like with men, yeah, they do what they do and you could be upset, this, that, and the third. But they're men. You could kick them out if it's being too reckless. But with daughters, families, especially black families and Haitian families, they're more reluctant on kicking out their daughters because they're precious. The main reason, and this is for all the Haitians out there, I feel like the main reason that the daughters are so put in that trap, in that hole, in that cage, is because they know exactly what happens when the daughters are let out. They get pregnant. Just point blank, period. They are the ones that get pregnant. They are the ones that have to sit and go through the whole 9-month span of being pregnant, of having the baby cooking. They're the ones that's having to go through all the doctor's appointments. And then let me not say majority of the time. I would say a lot of the time, which is situations that parents do not want at all, they are the ones that's only dealing with the kids. And now on top of that, they are stuck in the parents' roof. It's the women. So they put heavy emphasis on making sure that the women are not out and about in the streets because they're the ones that's going to come back with the kids more than likely. But not even in terms of just the women, even with the men as well, even with the guys as well. Parents that are doing well want their kids to do well. And when they see that their kids are falling into that type of culture, it worries them because you weren't born into that culture like I was. Why do you want to go there? There's nothing good for you there. There's nothing positive that can come for you there. Is kind of the mindset. And I kind of agree with that. It's like, and I think it's really just a culture. It feels just like some regular neighborhood and then just like regular kids just doing regular stuff and it was maybe multiracial, whatever the case may be. That may be fine. It may have been fine, but because it was the South Side, because it was a hood, as you can see, the T.I.'s younger brother in the movie was getting themselves into gang-related activities, drug-related activities, and all that stuff. He ended up being shot at the end of the movie. I don't care if it's a spoiler because it's an old movie anyways. So if you didn't see it, whatever, you weren't going to see it anyways. But it's like, who as a parent that was there, that left there, and looking back and seeing that it's still how the way it was before, who would want their child to go there? I for certain wouldn't. Maybe you would. Maybe you allow them to do whatever venturing that they want to do. I don't want to put a leash on my kids But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and just turn away when they're out doing whatever it is that they need to do. Best believe I'm going to be watching. And it's going to hurt me to not say anything, but certain things I'm going to just keep my mouth shut. But that also depends on the thing and what's going on and who we're talking about. Don't get a taste, but it's like, nah, bro. You need to see exactly what's going on in the world just for you to bear witness and for you to know what's going around in the world. But keep your focus, keep your sights on the Lord. Keep your sights on the Lord. And the culture and that environment does not call for that. It does not. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So going back to the father-daughter relationship, father-child relationship, as it says in the verse, fathers, we should not provoke our children to anger. Could there have been a better way to have this conversation? Possibly. Did he make his point? Yes. Did she hear it? Probably not. But it's really important that we, again, like I was saying, you may have a taste, but it's just for you to know what is out there, not for you to actually go and get it. And that's where you build in that discipline within your kids so that they can make those type of discerning decisions. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I had a situation where my eldest child, she's probably going to kill me. She's not going to kill me. I don't care. So long story short, my eldest child was kind of caught in a similar situation where she was in conversations or at least having somebody that was not favorable in my eyes, similar like to this father that was around that came close to my house. And I was not for that. So we did have a heavy conversation. There was some anger that I did bring to her, but it was a very similar back and forth situation. I did go back and I had conversations with her, and I did provide, more clarity as to why I responded the way that I did. Apologize, kind of, sort of, not really, for the way that I responded, but really making sure that she understood where I was coming from as to why that situation was not a good situation. As you guys already know, my baby is here. That's why you hear all the yelling in the background. But it all comes with the instructions. It all comes with the discipline and helping them to learn and understand the situation. Are they going to completely understand everything that you're saying? No, because they're children and you're an adult, and they're not going to understand until they become the parents, which was kind of the same thing that happened to me. But luckily for me, I still honored honored my mother and father and listened to a lot of the things that they said, especially in part because the Bible says to do so anyways, on top of some of the things that they had told me to do and what not to do. So it was easy for me that even though I disagreed and even though there were occasions where I rebelled, it wasn't a big serious rebellion, and I was always able to use discernment to get me out of whatever situations that may have been bad. All that to say, guys, bro, it's tough being a parent. It's tough being a parent, man. If you're young and you're watching this, guys, listen to your parents. Listen to your parents if what they are telling you abides by the scriptures and the faith. If it doesn't, then we can have some conversations as to why there's some rebellion, this, and then the third. But ultimately, listen to your parents, and you will be blessed later on down the lines. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.